Well, Aloha Friday, August 14th. We made it through another work week, well, or whatever that's called. In real estate, we don't really talk that number of days. But anyway, along with that. What are you doing this weekend? I always love to ask that on Friday. Every once in a while, I get a response, hey, I'm going to Chelan, or hey, we're gonna go camping, or whatever that is. So, surprise to anybody else, nobody will be. I'm taking my boat out. This weekend, I get to entertain. I get to bring one of my new clients and his son fishing, and then we're going to go to Lake Rossiger. If you've never been to Rossiger, it's here in Snohomish, just north a little bit of Lake Stevens, and it's kind of a neighborhood lake where in the morning you can fish, and in the afternoon you can take jet skis out and wakeboard boats and enjoy it. It's a little bit like Lake Stevens, only maybe a little quieter than that. So, and as some of you know, I live on Lake Stevens, so Lake Stevens can get a little noisy for people out there in the afternoon. So let's talk real estate for just a couple of minutes, because I've gotten a couple of questions this week, or several questions this week, and really it had to do with, well, what's going on in the market, and how does this compare to 2008? Now, 2008 was a recession, and we really hit some bad times in that. It was an economic recession. It was a housing crisis. It was a mortgage and lending crisis. There were a lot of hardships. People lost their homes, and they lost jobs, and banks closed, and I mean, it was a mess. We are not in that same boat right now, guys. Not even close. And let me give you 5 reasons. If you got a pen, here are the 5 reasons, particularly that you can give you that confidence that if you're thinking about buying or selling, you should at least consider. And again, these are worth writing down if you have something to write on. Number 1, first big reason, home appreciation. The lowest rate of home appreciation we went through was in the 2008 to 2011 period of time. As a matter of fact, it was a negative appreciation during that period. People lost money on their homes, right? So for the last few years, actually the last 4 or 5 years now, we're averaging better than 5% in the state of Washington, Western Washington. So better, compounding 5% annually. That's a huge difference in what's going on. And you probably heard some of the stories about people getting double digit. Yeah, there are exceptions to that rule. But the good news is that it's steady in the 5% range. Next, mortgage availability. What happened in 2005, 6, and 7 caused that economic problem. And that was so many people were buying homes that should not have qualified. You know, the stories about the cocktail waitress buying a $500,000 home and making $30,000 a year. Well, that's not happening anymore. So that means that there are far fewer defaults as a result of the standards that are being led by the mortgage industry now, and obviously the government's making sure of that. The third piece that I would write down has to do with the number of homes available. You probably, if you've even thought about buying or selling, you've heard the term inventory. Well, here's where we are today. We're lucky to have 2 months of inventory in any one area. Now, the highest price homes might be there, but the most affordable homes, the homes under $450,000, we're lucky to get a month of inventory with them now. As a matter of fact, less than that in most cases. So what does that mean? Is that the inventory isn't sitting stale, and people are not feeling like they have to reduce the price on the home to be able to sell it. Fourth, how we are using equity in our homes. So back in 2005, 6, and 7, people were taking cash outs on their home and up to 100%. And they were using those funds for things like vacations, maybe legitimate reasons, health issues, or maybe college tuition, something like that. But we were seeing people use their homes as kind of an ATM. They're borrowing against. And what happened is when you get to a no equity situation, then the banks get nervous. And when you don't make your payments, the banks say, no, we're taking that away from you. And that's what happened then. We had a lot of short sales, right? People remember that term probably. It's not happening that much anymore because people have equity, which is the last statement I want to give you, is there is tremendous equity in most everybody's homes today. If you bought with 20% down or at least some kind of down payment and you've been in the home a few years, you've got equity. As a matter of fact, what's interesting here is about 40% of the homes in the U.S. are owned free and clear now. Wow, that's crazy. But a big majority of the rest have at least $175,000 in equity in their home now that's available to them should they need it in case of emergency. Now, some people are going through that emergency right now. They've lost their job or they're in, maybe they've been laid off or furloughed, and that has caused some complications, but it's in no way near the same as it was back in then. 2005, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and so on. So, hey, here, my message at the end of this today is don't fear. We are not in a housing crisis. We stand to say that buying a home is still one of the best wealth building decisions that you can make in your lifetime. And I'd love to be the one helping you if you need that. If I'm not, whatever you decide to do, make it based on facts, not on opinion, not on guesswork, not on what the media says. Talk to a professional. Be really smart about it. I really wish you a great weekend and go out and enjoy it. Take care. Bye-bye.